of time, so we stay on pace with our schedule. We're going to get started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Finley Bowman. I am chair of the Education Department at Elizabethtown College. And it's my honor today to present the Distinguished Alumni Award. But before we get to that, I want to be able to put the award into some kind of context. So the mission of the Education Department at Elizabethtown College is to provide its students with the knowledge and skills necessary to become thoughtful and responsible teachers who, informed by scholarship and research, are prepared to meet the social, intellectual, and professional challenges of today's culturally diverse and inclusive pre-K to 12 classrooms. We believe that this mission is best achieved through modeling research-based practices of effective instruction and assessment within a relationship-centered climate that supports academic excellence. Integral to our programs is the department's signature attribute of social justice, exhibited through a curricular focus upon advocacy for equity, civic engagement, global citizenship, and international and comparative perspectives. Education faculty are experts in these fields, conducting, presenting, and publishing their own research, and facilitating opportunities for undergraduate scholarship. As such a faculty member, the Education Department's Distinguished Alumni Award recipient for 2012, Dr. Donald Myers, embodies these qualities as expressed through our mission statement. He is an accomplished teacher scholar, a true advocate for the pre-service teacher, and the model blend of a reflective practitioner and ethical administrator. A graduate of E-Town with a BA in German in 1967, Don was a foreign language teacher for the Central New York School District until 1971. He then began graduate studies at Western Maryland College and transitioned from the classroom to the principal's office. He served as assistant principal for the Lower Dauphin School District until 1973, and then moved to Dallastown until 1978. In 1978, he was named principal of the Dallastown Area Middle School. During this time, he continued his graduate studies at Temple University, earning a doctoral degree in educational administration in 1987. He also completed postdoctoral work at Shippensburg and Penn State Universities. He retired from Dallastown in 1997. Since his retirement, he has begun a second career in higher education, working with pre-service teachers at Gettysburg, York College, Penn State York, and then he wised up and he published. Since 2002, he has mentored the early careers of countless teachers, helping them navigate the perils of student teaching and make the transition to their own classrooms. He has worked with pre-service teachers across the pre-K to 12 continuum and in a variety of field experiences, including urban, rural, and suburban settings. Drawing upon examples from his own career, he skillfully nurtures their growth and confidence across the professional domains, promoting the practical application of theories and best practices learned in their program coursework. I've had the privilege of working with Don since 2007, and like so many of his faculty family here at Elizabethtown, I've enjoyed his friendship and his wit, welcomed his insight and expertise, valued his collegiality and professionalism, and admired his ardor and dedication to the professional development of our students. It is not surprising that his selection by the department was resoundingly unanimous. It is my privilege to bestow the Distinguished Alumni Award for 2012 on this year's recipient, Dr. Don Myers.
Guess I'm supposed to say something. First of all, I'm humbled by the recognition of my colleagues, and am touched and honored by the receiving of this award. When I thought about the selection process, I know I've always been part of it, or at least in the first couple of years that we've had it, and sometime during the course of the summer it occurred to me we didn't make that choice. We didn't make a decision on the Alumni Award, and I kind of forgot about it and thought of it again, and I thought, surprised that that didn't come up in one of our department meetings. And so, again, during the summer, I get this one email, and it's from Rachel, and it said about the Alumni Award. And I thought, oh, I guess I didn't have any input into this year. And so I opened the attachment and started to read the letter and saw my name in it, and it gave me chills and really did take my breath away. But I feel so fortunate to have been part of this department for the past almost 11 years. I never imagined I'd be in this second phase of my professional life for such a long period, but it's been such a great fit for me. Not just from a physical standpoint, but just the community of working here with those of you gathered here, especially here in the front that I've worked with. I did give some thought to one particular aspect of what I thought I should say, and that is the importance of listening to what other folks around you are telling you. Call them mentors or whatever it might be. My brother and sister-in-law and my one niece are here, and I thank them for their presence. My brother knows that even though our parents went to 8 grades of education, a very high expectation for them was getting an education. And my brother and I are both alums of E-Town College. He's a 72 alum, and we are celebrating our 45th. So actually our 2 classes are having lunch right now up on the hill. We had lunch, but I have found that not only was the encouragement of my parents obviously key, but I was encouraged by one of our ministers who was also a 1930 graduate of E-Town College. He was a minister and also the editor of the Pennsylvania Farmer, which he edited for maybe 30 years. And he really encouraged me in subtle and maybe not so subtle ways. And I heard this. I didn't know I was going to college as a kid. That was not something we really talked a lot about. But when I came here in 1963, it wasn't until 1964 when I met Doris. And we actually, back then, you know, you could get married in like 3 months. You could make arrangements for a wedding. And nobody seemed to be bothered by that. Today, you wouldn't be allowed to do it in such short terms. We got married in mid-year of our senior year. And Doris has had a dramatic impact, although she claims she hasn't steered me one way or the other. She's had dramatic impact on the decisions I made relative to becoming an educator. Because if it hadn't been for her in our early years of marriage, I may have chosen to do something else and as a profession. And it wasn't until I listened to those other people I was working with in my first teaching assignment and then as a young administrator that I was hearing them say, you know, you really ought to go to grad school. And I'm thinking, grad school? I didn't even know I was going to undergraduate school. I didn't know what grad school was. And so I listened to the principal and the assistant who encouraged me. I listened along the way to another very significant person, and I'll mention his name is Bill Thompson, who was superintendent at Dallastown Schools until his retirement about probably 6 or 8 years ago. He is responsible for dragging me almost physically to Temple University in Philadelphia to get into a doctoral program. I'm dragging my feet the whole way. We went on the train down to what then was City Hall. You didn't have to get off at Suburban Station. You could go all the way into City Hall. And we took the subway up to Temple on Broad Street. All the way I'm saying, there's no way I'm coming down here for graduate school. Whole way home on the train, I'm not going to graduate school. The next day I called Bill back. I said, Bill, talked it over with Doris, I'm going. He said, I knew you'd go. He said, I knew you'd go. I knew you'd go. So, you know, I think the importance of mentors throughout my life has been really key in my even being here for the past 10 years. And
being able to enjoy a kind of work and profession that I've truly enjoyed. And working with the pre-service teacher is always exciting and interesting and challenging, but I still say the graduates that I work with are among the best prepared teachers I have